Hey there, Magic One. Welcome to your weekly tarot reading. I hope you're doing really well. I just wanted to drop in, show up, and share a few things with you. I wanted to let you know that the March monthly readings, of course, they're done. They are up and live. You might want to check yours out for your zodiac sign, for your sun, your moon, your rising, maybe even your Venus. If you want to, they are there. There's also an extended version, so if it does resonate, you can get more detail. The extended can be accessed by clicking the link down below when you do watch the monthly reading, that is. I'm also having a sale. I am having an equinox sale on the initiation. Now that is my immersive learn tarot journey, and I'm having that sale because on the 21st of March we begin the new astrological year. Now this is a great time to start the new, to begin a new cycle, to leave behind what hasn't served you, maybe from the past couple of years while we have been through it. So if you want to join me for that, I am having a special price on that. It will be running from March the 21st through to March 31st. So you've got 10 days, and it will be closing at midnight Australian Eastern Standard Time on the 31st. Now in that course, I teach my signature process for reading tarot from the heart, and I call that the Mystic Key. Now, I've had students come to me that say, well, I actually kind of know some of the meanings of the cards and that kind of thing. I just don't know how to put it all together. Well, that's what I feel, is my gift to help people with. But if you are a beginner from scratch, we go through all the meanings of the cards as well. You get resources for that. There's videos, there's practices, online learning modules that have been really beautifully created. So you'll get immediate lifetime access when you sign up. You will also get direct access to me through my Karmic community over on Facebook. So if you'd like to learn how to really connect more deeply with your intuition and guide yourself through your life decisions, that is a great tool for that. You can find me on social media as well, Facebook and Instagram. Please use the link down below for Instagram, though there is a fake account which funnily enough has more subscribers than me and will ask you if you want a reading. I would never ask you if you want a reading. It's a calling to request a reading, but if you do want a personal reading or healing, my website links down below as well, and you can see what I do offer there. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, that way you'll know when I post new videos. It's a great energy exchange between us. Like, share, comment, all of that. I'm wishing you so much love and magic. Once again, let's head to your reading. Cancer, welcome to your tarot reading from March 28th through to April the 3rd. Let's see what may be on the cards for you. I've got the 9 card block, 3 cards for your recent past, 3 for your current energy, and 3 for the near future outcome. Selection of oracles, a lead tarot energy, and I've turned over the bottom of the deck for you. This week I'm working with the Sacred Creator Oracle, the Moonology Oracle, the Moonchild and Starchild Tarot, and the Radiant Rider-Waite. So Cancer, you have some huge energies here. I know where your eye is going, probably down to that Tower. We will clarify that. But you've got the Tower, Judgment, and you've got double Wheel of Fortune. So this feels like a pivotal turning point for you. It really feels that there's the opportunity here for profound change, but is definitely, change for the better. But I feel like it isn't necessarily going to be easy change, okay? So we'll get to that. We'll allow that to unfold. Let's start with the oracles. Now, the first one out was Nourish the Sacred Feminine. Second one is Your Soul Shines. Now, no matter what, gender you are or identify as, we all hold the masculine and feminine energies. It is a really, really big topic, but in a nutshell, we're at our optimum and operating at our optimum and feeling at our most peaceful when we have a balance between those. So the divine masculine is our doing energy, okay? It's the energy that we push out into the world. It's being in the intellect, it's achieving, it's, making things happen. It's that kind of energy. Now, the divine feminine is the energy of being. It is surrender. It is creative, emotional, intuitive, and it allows things to unfold and just to take that time to just really, be in your energy. So it's saying here that you know, and you are the Queen of Cups, Cancer, so that is your natural way of being, but you may have been out of balance. Maybe you've really had to be in this kind of doing energy. I think there's a lot of intellectual energy here with the Eight of Swords. You've really been overthinking this decision, and the cards are saying you actually just need to surrender, feel into your heart center and your intuition, and allow it to unfold. Now you've got the Moonology card that says a personal issue reaches resolution. So there's an issue here, I feel, that's going to be resolved. You've got a big decision point here. We've got the Eight of Cups at the center of the reading. So it feels like a stay or go, you know, am I in, am I out kind of decision here. That's what's on offer, and I feel like the decision needs to be made. I feel like by staying in the situation for longer, then we could end up at the Tower. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune wants to shift you away from the timeline that is heading for the Tower. Okay, so we've got the Wheel of Fortune twice, and this says that a karmic chapter or cycle is completing for you so you can move into the new. Now, I believe that, you know, life is a series of seasons and cycles, whether it's in love or your work, your personal journey, your personal evolution. We are cyclic beings, right? And when we see things like the Wheel of Fortune or the Tower, what it's saying is that this is the time, destined time for you to be moving on to another cycle. But with the free will that we have here on the earth plane, we can resist that change. We can resist the transition point. And that is why the universe may bring in the Tower, is to remove a situation from our lives or shift us when we won't shift ourselves. So it's time for change. The big wheel wants to bring you to your next life experience. The Page of Swords is also, for me, a winds of change card. Like, you kind of know this is upon you, this decision, and there's a directional change with the Page of Swords, and I feel that a communication needs to happen. That is the first step, okay? Words are the spells that we cast, and once that communication has been spoken, you know, into reality, then it's all just going to be about, you know, this will organize itself almost. It's funny how when we say, okay, I'm making it real, like I'm leaving that relationship and leaving that job, and then all of a sudden it's like the universe rolls out the red carpet and, you know, synchronistically things kind of work out. Whereas before you'd spoken those words like, I just don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have anywhere to go. I don't have another job lined up. I don't have a home to stay in. And then all of a sudden all the jigsaw pieces just click into place. That's what I'm feeling. Okay, so Cancer, let's start up here. Wheel of Fortune, Temperance, and the Eight of Swords. So the universe is actually saying that the conditions are just right for this. Okay, Temperance can talk about the right conditions, the right ingredients. It feels like the right time. Now, I feel with the Two of Cups, there could have been some kind of issue that has arisen in your workplace or in your relationship. This is a general reading, guys. I'm not going to lock this down to one or the other. You can apply it to your life. I feel that maybe you've been in that walking on eggshells, or you've been kind of in a repair mode. But the universe is saying, you know, you can try and repair this, but ultimately this should be removed from your life. That's the Tower that basically, you know, is the main healer of the situation here, because you've been maybe, you know, being the one who's been the pacifier or the people pleaser or the appeaser here, but it's leading you to the Eight of Swords energy. You're just not feeling right about it, and you feel stuck and you feel trapped and you feel out of power because maybe you are sacrificing yourself for the situation or being the martyr of the situation. The Eight of Swords is where, you know, you're being in that masculine energy of trying to think your way through this, right? And the cards are saying you can't think your way through this. You can only feel your way through this and surrender, you know, surrender and follow that intuitive energy. I always notice how the person is bound around that third eye space, the heart space, and the gut, like all of our intuitive centers. So it seems to me that you're not feeling into the situation, but you're trying to think your way through it. That's what I'm really sensing here. So the center of the reading is the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is usually the acceptance point or the awakening intuitively, right? Moon energy, to where we haven't been having our emotional needs or our happiness really fulfilled or met in a situation, there's always just one piece missing, okay? And because of that, you're deciding finally to transition on from the situation, to find that ninth cup, the cup of wish fulfillment. Now, I will tell you one thing that I am seeing here is I'm seeing that this could be a choice between two kings. Now, this does not necessarily mean just in love, but it will be for some of you, but it could also be two leaders, two bosses, two workplaces that are represented here, right? And if the King of Swords is somebody, when they're, out of balance, they could be somebody controlling or, irrational or, manipulative or something like that. That is something that is coming through. So, and then, maybe you are transitioning onto this energy here, which is the King of Wands. So we have Aquarius and we have Leo here. So it could be a choice between two kings, and these could stand for organizations as well, okay? We've got something that feels more, maybe... I'm feeling traditional, even though it's an Aquarius energy, but it feels like a lot more boundaries and rules and straight down the line and kind of a strict energy. And then we have the King of Wands here, which is like, it feels creative, it feels passionate, it feels like expansion and growth. So maybe that's what you've been missing, because the Wheel of Fortune is about expansion. So I feel like you ended up in a place where you kind of felt stuck or constricted, and you're really just wanting like a different energy. So that's for some of you. Now, the King of Swords is also the decision that needs to happen, okay? It can stand for a decision, and it is also a card of communication. So this is the week to have the communication that's going to transform, see the butterfly, it's going to transform your situation in some way. And I feel that you will need to be firm and direct, and hold your ground here. Otherwise, I feel like this King of Swords may try and talk you into staying, okay? I'm just going to address Judgment down here, because Judgment says that this is the last call, right? Judgment, again, is an awakening energy to what has been holding you small, right? So these small dark spaces, I always say it's the devil energy in those. So it feels like there's a bondage, or... that you've been choosing to stay stuck in this situation, maybe out of obligation or guilt, Eight of Swords. It's keeping you smaller than what you are, or it's holding you back in some way, right? Maybe it's all on this King of Swords' terms. And Judgment says it's the last call. Are you going around for another cycle here? Or are you moving this across to the last major arcana of the world, which is a victory through completing things when it's time to complete? I feel that if you choose to stay, which you absolutely can, there is the potential for the universe to bring in the Tower. I was going to say the power. Bring in the power. Bring in the Tower. The Tower is an act of grace, because it's about realigning you to path, but it can often be through unexpected, unplanned change that feels really chaotic. So we have a decision, or we have a choice to what's the word I'm looking for, to avoid, or for this kind of divine redirection, to redirect that energy by stepping up into this King of Wands energy, which is discernment. Okay, I can see what's happening here, right? I can see how this is playing out. I'm not okay with it. I know I need to move on. I'm not happy, like I'm not getting my needs met. The only time that it feels good is when I'm the one that backs down or gives in or be the martyr of the situation. If there had been like an argument or something that blew up, it feels like you've tried to patch it up, but you're kind of feeling stuck, constricted anyway. So I feel that it's time to go your own way. Nine of Pentacles for me says that there is the success in, regaining your independence and making that move to kind of remove yourself as like an individual party here, definitely from the King of Swords. So that's what I'm feeling, guys. We want to redirect from the Tower. The Tower is saying that you've outgrown this situation. It is a square peg, round hole situation. It's on a shaky foundation anyway, because you've been having, let's say, disagreements, arguments, or misalignment in this for some time. So it feels like you can never quite fill that missing piece. It could be that you've got a value that's really different, or this is in the workplace. You're not getting, the pay rise, the promotion, the recognition, all of those kinds of things. So yeah, Hanged Man in the reverse. It's called perspective in this deck. The way to get unstuck is to accept that you need to die the death of the Hanged Man. It's the card that comes before the Death card in the Major Arcana. So it feels like there's an inevitable ending, and it's like you just really need to see that, and that is the insight, that is the download that liberates you. And it feels like there's no way to go through this apart from an ending, and maybe you just need to change your perspective on this a little bit, and that's going to be, you know, a key factor here. King of Swords, yeah. The King of Swords, I feel, is the death relates to the King of Swords, yeah. So the King of Swords for me is either, it could be an Aquarian or an air sign person, so Gemini, Libra, but this could also be an organization, and if so, I feel it feels strict, it feels kind of unfair in a way, or, you know, it could be like it could be kind of like an IT-based place as well, something to do with, you know, sort of very much organization, but I feel like it's very, you know, it's not creative, it's not flowing, and maybe you've had some issues arise because of that. So it feels like you're wanting this freedom, you're wanting this liberation, you're wanting a happier kind of, more content, more satisfied, easier going environment or person to be around. And this is the last call, so it's really time to make, you know, to step up and make that decision, communicate the words, and, you know, transition on your way. And that's how this issue will reach resolution. But the Wheel of Fortune is a very positive card. It wants to carry you through to your next chapter and your next life lessons. So Cancer, I'm going to leave it there, and I hope you enjoyed this reading and you found it useful. Keep in mind it's a general reading for the collective. It won't be everybody's reading. Drop me a comment if you're called to share. I do read them all and try to connect with you all over there. It does help me get to know you guys and connect with your energy. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, that way you'll know when I post new videos. It also helps support my channel, so it's a great energy exchange between us, as is when you like, share and comment on the video. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook should you want to follow me. Those links are down below as well. I am wishing you all the best this week. Do take care, Cancer. Bye for now.